Hi Faithbox family, it's Kimberly coming to you again from Florida. I'm outside today because finally we're not under a heat advisory. So happy day 14 of friendship. And today is a scripture from Ruth. And it says, "May the Lord bless him," Naomi told her daughter-in-law. And she's talking about Boaz. "He is showing his kindness to us as well as to your dead husband. That man is one of our closest relatives, one of our family redeemers." To fully understand the message of friendship, in this passage, you have to understand a bit of the context. Naomi was speaking of Boaz, a close relative of hers referred to as a kinsman redeemer. And I did look it up. The Hebrew word is goel. In biblical times, a kinsman redeemer was a male relative designated to protect and provide for family members in times of need or loss. You can see Leviticus 27 for more detail. Because Ruth was widowed and without children, she was at risk of being left without family of her own, a significant regret in biblical times. Ruth was living in a foreign land away from her family of origin, and she had likely little to no hope of having a family of her own. But here's where the power of friendship intervenes. As soon as Naomi became aware of Ruth's connection to Boaz, and because of their extremely close friendship, she immediately offered hope and spoke to the potential of Boaz's involvement in Ruth's life. Even if it didn't seem like it in the moment, Naomi believed the future could be brighter and better. Godly friendships always proclaim hope and potential in every circumstance. And I'm excited about this because we're talking about Ruth. And I went back last summer, my Bible study group, we did a study on Ruth. So I went back in and I looked to see some of the details where they talked about the goel. And so the goel was a term from the realm of the Israelite family law. It describes not a precise kinship relationship, but the near relatives to whom both law and custom gave certain duties towards the clan. And some of the things that they were required to do were to make sure the hereditary property of the clan never passes out of the family, to maintain freedom of the individuals with the clan by buying back those who had been sold into slavery because of poverty, track down and execute murderers of near relatives, to receive restitution money on behalf of a deceased victim of a crime, and to ensure that justice is served in a lawsuit involving a family job. This is not something that is a very light responsibility for Boaz to take on, and I would think it's just it makes me appreciate my relationship that Jesus has with me, because he promised all of that and more. So I just wanted to give you I found that very interesting, that it's not necessarily a person that is a blood relation, but it is someone that is there to help. And just kind of going back to the relationship between Ruth and Naomi, I truly believe that there are no coincidences in God's plan. And while the realization of Boaz and his place that he's going to play in Ruth and Naomi, it did not fix things. But if Ruth had not maintained her loyalty to Naomi, then Naomi wouldn't have been placed in her life when she needed her there to provide the hope. So while it didn't fix their problems all at once, it did give them hope. It was kind of all along this relationship between Ruth and Naomi was kind of the setup. And this realization that Boaz is going to play a part in their relationship, it gives great potential for both of them in bringing, I guess, hope to what had seemed like such a tragic story for both of them at this point. And going back to the last line in our devotion today, godly friendships always proclaim hope and potential in every circumstance. And I can personally attest to being like Ruth. I live in Florida. My entire family lives 5 or more hours away from me. So I don't have any biological kin here with me. So it is very important that my godly friendships I'm placed in them. And I believe strongly that there has been no coincidence in this story of my life and how God has put godly friendships in my path, and I know he's placed me in others' paths too. So just this last line here, making sure that they proclaim hope and potential, that is kind of making me take a step back and look at my friendships with others, and am I in my godly friendships providing hope and potential and every positivity in every circumstance for my friends that are struggling right now, because a lot of people are struggling right now. And also, am I appreciating my godly friends that are providing hope to me during all of my struggles over the last few years? So I am very appreciative of my Faithbox family, my Bible study group, and all of the godly friendships and people God has placed in my life. I hope you're having a wonderful Tuesday and have a great rest of the week. See you in a few days.